Shalom family, Kwam Yasha Allah. All praises to the Most High. Bahashima Mashiach Yahweh Shai. It's the 2016 Passover, Cleveland, Ohio, Saturday, April 23rd, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Hen Mansion, located at 23131 Lakeshore Boulevard. Come celebrate with the Army of Israel. That's right, the Army of Israel, E37, the commemoration of our ancestors' exodus out of ancient Egypt, better known as the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and our future exodus out of modern-day Egypt here in America. That's right, we keep the true holy days of our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and not the pagan holidays and vain customs of the heathens. Once again, it's the Passover, Cleveland, Ohio, at the Hen Mansion, Saturday, April 23rd, 23131 Lakeshore Boulevard, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Brothers and sisters, this is a wonderful time of the year where the 12 tribes of children of Israel, us so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, rehearse the righteous acts spoke of in Judges 5 and 11. Come learn of your true history, culture, and customs as the Most High's chosen people at the Passover. All men, women, and children, let us feast and fellowship out of unconditional love for one another, something we're lacking much of today. To register, call 216-496-7807. That's 216-496-7807. Be there.
That's Colossians 3:17. Who are we?
AOI.
We are the real Jews that the Bible speaks of. And guess what? We got next. Hamashiach Yahushua is a black man that's coming on this earth to destroy.
Yahushua coming, you ready? Hope you been keeping them commandments. Cause if not, it's gonna be deadly for you, cause he coming back to do some damage. Blood dripping from his sword. You think it's a joke if you wanna. But when them nukes hit, blowing you the bitch, all that's left is smoking aroma. Hey, your preacher ain't preaching at all. If he ain't preaching, teaching you the reason we be keeping them laws. Steady showing up on Sunday, singing, hollering, and dancing, claiming you catching the Holy Ghost, but we ain't falling for that okie doke. Hey, snatch the preacher out the pulpit, sit him down, shut up with that bullshit. Money be the root of evil. Steady lying to his people, claiming to be holy but deceitful. Put this on the vine, loaded up to Vivo. Hey, Hosea 4 and 6 got you in the dark, think you seeing light. Ain't keeping no commandments, following the world, think you seeing Christ. Till he arrived, Romans 8 and 25, keep us in the fight. We soldiers on the street, sowing up the seed, leading you to life.
How you gonna speak against Hamashiach Yahushua like he's the fable when you support and promote the same concept of a higher deity and that black people are the physical counterparts of the celestial beings here on earth? Who you fooling, Negro?
Real men of valor, we stand firm and rise. For this truth we put our lives on the line. We're prepared for war, fearing no confrontation. We hit them highways and byways to wake up the whole nation. We teach his word, we teach his will, we teach his truth, don't matter how you feel. We teach his word, we teach his will. You gon' hear this verse, now tell me how you feel.
You're gonna find out then that there was instructions that you were supposed to live by, and whether you took it for a joke, you thought it was a game, or whatever the case may be, when you lay your eyes down, you lay yourself down and you close your eyes, and that's it. Ain't no more, oh please, can I get another chance, or I'm sorry, or I apologize. It's over. And you will go into them 7 stages of what is going to be the case if you did not make it, if you were not chosen to be regenerated. You know what I'm saying? We are not, we've been here before. You can look at a child and say, and mostly only black people do this. You be like, oh, that baby done been here before. You don't know why you saying it. All of us say it all across. I don't care where you at, what black family say, oh, that baby done been here before. But somewhere in your psycho viscera, you see that, you know that, because that baby has been here before. There's a reason for a thing we call deja vu. And you sitting there like, man, you baffled. Man, this done happened to me before. I've been here before. Because you don't understand the power of the Spirit. Because we have been dumbed down all the way to nothing. We so follow everything that the white man tell us to do. We dress like him or her. We wear their clothing. God gave us specific instructions on how to dress. These fringes, or you see these brothers with the ribbon of blue and the fringes around us, because that's how we were supposed to dress. We was a separate nation. So when people look at us so-called black people, they supposed to see a different nation of people. They supposed to, just like you see them fake Jews walking down the street and they got on black jackets and black tall caps and all that type of stuff, curly fries on the side of the head. You are those the Jews, so-called Jews. That's how they supposed to look at us. But they not. But how do we look? We look just like them. We dress in their fashions. You know what I mean? We don't have no type of sense of direction, no unity, no order. So today is a representation of God's grace and His Most High's grace and His mercy to us, bringing us out of the land of Egypt, you know what I mean, under our captivity, under the Pharaohs, and that's what we celebrate. And you're supposed to keep, you go to Deuteronomy 16:16, it tells you, you keep the feast in the holy days, not these pagan days. Christmas, pagan. You will not find that in the Bible. Actually, Jeremiah 10:1 tells you, don't do that. It tells you not to celebrate Christmas. Easter is really, if you look up the history of that, that's about the fertilization or the fertility of a rabbit, Ishtar. It has absolutely nothing to do with Christ being born and resurrected. That's why they have rabbits and eggs. And a rabbit don't even lay eggs. A rabbit lays other rabbits. So you have to, that's what's called pagan worship in the Bible. And if you partake in that, as you think you being blessed and you praying, and most I say you don't even hear your prayers. What you being shown is mercy. That's what you being shown. You shown mercy. You ain't being shown, you showing grace and mercy. That's not a blessing. So if something happened to you and you didn't have it and you say, a way was made for you, that wasn't a blessing. That was God's mercy and His grace. You got a grace period to get yourself together. Once you are brought into the truth and you wake up, it's no different when you go to your job. You have a grace period. You have a time to get it. You come there late, they give you a 10-minute, 15-minute grace period. You keep going over that grace period, what's going to happen? You're going to get fired. And the Most High deals just like that. And how He deal like that? When you keep on taking it as for a game and not changing your life and changing your ways and keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. We can keep the laws. Church tell you don't keep the laws, but we're supposed to keep the laws. Because the word keep means possess or to attain. Don't be what I'm saying. It ain't saying that you're not going to make a mistake. That's why I said just man falls 7 times, he get back up. You're going to break a law. The point is to try and keep it in your mind every day. Keep, have or pertain. I keep my shoes in my closet, but I'm going to be pulling them out and I keep my money in my pocket. That just means I possess and I have it. Don't mean I'm not going to spend it or wear it. The same thing with the laws. You keep the laws. You recognize them and you keep them. You possess them. You may fall and get weak sometime and break a law, but the point is to get back up and not do what you just did again. So that's what this is about. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody coming out. We got well more than enough food. I mean, I got food. So we got well more than enough food. And the lesson is going to be great, man. So like I said, I appreciate all y'all coming out. The Most High appreciate y'all coming out because that's who the glory goes to, the Most High. And the children, it's important. The young man right here, young sister, young girls back there, and this young fellow right here, young man right there. It's important that y'all understand that life is real. You see every day, brothers and sisters is dying. Niggas is getting killed every day. And they ain't none of us in here above that happening to us or being that brother you heard about laying out on his 5 o'clock, on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 5. You know what I mean? And the Most High said He killed. So anytime you see somebody getting killed, the Most High did that to them. He sent the Spirit into the person that did that to them. Because you think you above it, but we all are worthless in the eyes of the Most. We His chosen, and He loves us, but at the same time, it would say we're none, we filth in His presence. So you got to take it serious, and you got to take your life serious. I've been studying the Bible and things of that nature for many years. And I had to learn it because I wanted to learn. I wanted to know what the truth was behind the Bible. I went to church, I could feel that. I ain't feel nothing. You know what I mean? My mama falling all up under the pew. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping her wig don't fall up. You know, that I didn't feel none of that. It wasn't nothing of that for me. You know what I mean? The pastor getting up there, opening up the Bible. It said in the book of Malachi, I tell you, you're supposed to seek the knowledge at the pastor's lips. The knowledge is the law, statutes, and commandments. So when you go to church, he's supposed to be constantly coming out of that Bible with scriptures. But what do? He tell you one scripture, and then he run his mouth for 45 minutes, sometimes 2 hours, and had you in there the whole time. You missing the game, you missing everything. And on top of that, you're celebrating on the wrong day because Sunday is not the Sabbath. The Sabbath day, the true Sabbath day is evening to daytime. So that's Friday evening to Saturday evening. And from Friday evening, sundown, to Saturday evening, sundown, you ain't supposed to be out buying nothing, selling nothing, or cooking anything. You prepare your food before the sun go down on Friday. You get you some tuna or whatever you make, a nice healthy salad or something that's going to last you over until the sundown the next day. But you don't kindle a fire, you don't cook anything. And the Most High give you 6 days out of the week. He take care of you. Your bills paid, everything that you want and you feel you need at this moment, you have it, whether you're struggling or not. So it will behoove you to give him his one day. You know what I'm saying? Friday evening and Saturday evening, and give him that. Because, like I said, if you don't, he could show you where you not doing it will be a serious problem. So, you know, like I said, I'm overjoyed that everybody is here. This is our second Passover here at this place. You know, this mansion. You know, we rented it out. It took a lot of time. I drove here from New Jersey. But I just wanted to bring something to Cleveland because I know sisters and brothers is waking up here. So I came down and just give all my time and my effort and my little money, and just, you know, in hopes that everybody else appreciates it, comes out and really try to dedicate themselves to changing their life and waking up, because it's serious out here and the Most High is not playing. We in our last moments. You can think you got forever, but if you know that Bible and you know them prophecies, you ain't got forever. We're approaching the third World War, and it's gonna hit right here in America, right here. We get up, everything cool, think everything is good. Meantime, in between time, overseas in the Middle East, the Palestinians, the so-called Israelis, you know what I mean? The Muslims, it's a Christian, it's a religious war going on right now. Been going on since Bush knocked the towers down. Christian against Muslim. And the Bible prophesied it all. And it's gearing up. So when them missiles come flying over this way and it smack this country, everything stops. Just like when them towers fell, 2001, nothing happened. People wasn't going to work no more. It happened in New York, but it rippled through all of the United States of America. Everything stopped. Now just imagine if a missile hit and wipe out the whole East Coast. No more New York, no more Philly, Connecticut, Jersey, Baltimore, DC. It's over. Nothing else is going to happen. There won't be nothing else going on in America. Everything will stop. And then that's when you're going to see this government marching them tanks through these streets just like they did in St. Louis. Those are all little test runs. Everything that happened to that boy Michael Brown, those are all test runs. They just want to see how the community is going to act, because it will be a racial war. Why? Because the Bible says it will be. And it tells you that every nation will run back to their own kind. I don't care who you are. You say, I got white friends, I got black friends, I got it ain't even going to matter. When that war break out, it's going to turn up. As you can see down in South Carolina right now, or the last few months when they had them riots down there, when the KKK was down there protesting, and them brothers running out on the street, and it was on and popping. And it's about to get that way. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? So all y'all young ones in here, the rapping and all of the music and all of that type of stuff, it's trying to cut that out. I've been in that. You know what I'm saying? Just for all that I've been in that world. I was in that world. I've had record deals. I've done records with Fabulous, Fat Joe, all of them, Akon. And I cut that out because I know what's getting ready to come. You know what I mean? And it's serious. And it's happening every day. So we going to, like I said, I hope y'all all continue on, all of us that's here, continue learning and take your life serious this moment going forward, because that's what this is about. So you ready? You ready? You ready?
You want to say anything else?
Yes,
This elder show.
Please do.
Yeah, what the brother is saying is very pertinent with regards to the days that we're living in right now. Like he was saying, the Third World War actually has begun. It already started in the Middle East. In the media, it's a blackout on it. They're not allowing the media to tell the people. But every time you turn on the news, you see different skirmishes. Like, for instance, you just had Russian fighter pilots, they flew over the Balkan states and the Balkan Sea, and you have American warships out there. And they flew over them real fast, and it was a provocative act. It was a war act. But America did not fire upon them because, as we all know, Russia is a superpower as well. And if they fire on Russia, it's going to be a major war. But the war has already started. These are only little skirmishes that's going on right now. Like you look in Syria. What's going on in Syria is in line with Revelation 16:16, where they talk about Armageddon. Y'all remember that when it said Armageddon, the battle at Armageddon? Well, that actual location is in Syria. It's right there where you have ISIS and all them armies fighting against each other. Where the Most High tells you in the book of Revelation that he's going to dry up the sea, the Euphrates Sea. That's what Armageddon is going to be for. All the nations are going to converge down there, and that's where this major war going to really be for. But prior to that, you're going to have them fighting on all types of different fronts. You're going to have China attacking Japan. You're going to have North Korea shooting missiles off at Japan. You're going to have Iran going to come into the war. And this is already happening as we speak. Then you're going to have Russia and America. They're going to be fighting in the Balkan Sea. Then they're going to eventually it's going to lead to them firing nuclear missiles over here. So that's what he's talking about. Everybody always talking about the world is going to be destroyed by fire. Y'all done heard it. Y'all done been in church and all that. But they never tell you how. That's how it's going to happen, because they're going to launch nuclear missiles over here. And that's what's going to burn up everything. That's what's going to destroy everything. Those of us that make it out of here, this may sound a little supernatural, which it is supernatural. Those of us that make it out of here, we already have bodies waiting for us in the ships when they get here, when Christ come back. Y'all done heard about Christ coming back in clouds. Y'all done heard about all that. Well, they're not clouds. They're actual chariots, which our ancestors used to sing about in slavery when they said, swing low, swing high, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry us home, because they understood the scriptures. They knew that we were the chosen people of God. They knew this. So those of us that make it out of here, a lot of you will wonder, well, how are we going to make it out of here if it's going to be blown up or what have you? Well, you're going to die. We all going to die. We're going to have to, even though those of us that make it, we got to shed this flesh. These fleshly bodies cannot go into the angelic ships. We're going to take back on our angelic bodies, because we are the daughters and sons of the Most High. We are the Elohim. That's when you read in Psalms 82 and 6, it tells you, ye are Elohim in the Hebrew, and sons of the Most High, but you shall die like men. So we all were with the Father at one time, but we went off, and this is where we find ourselves right now. But the war, like the brother was saying, the war has begun already. It's only escalating in stages. We want to try to get ourselves right before these ships get here, so that we can make it out of here. It's not a joke. Christ told the people, they said, well, Lord, the disciples ran up to Christ, and they said, well, Lord, you saying all these things going to happen. Well, when are we going to be saved, and how is this thing going to take place? And he told them, he said, two people shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken and the other left. He said, two people shall be sleeping in the bed. The one shall be taken and the one shall be left. Now, you thinking that somebody going to disappear? No, somebody going to die. Because he only coming back to snatch your spirit from out of this body. Once the spirit is snatched out of this body, then you're going up into the ship, and you have a body up there waiting for you in the ship. An angelic body. So that's how it's going to happen. And Christ tells you, they said, well, we're Lord. And he said, wheresoever the eagles be gathered, there also shall the body be. Meaning what? The eagles or the vultures going to come down and eat the flesh, but your spirit done left the body. So that's just a corpse. So a lot of brothers, they teach things, and they shy away from the supernatural. A lot of times they don't want to talk about these things, but the supernatural is real. And like the brother was saying earlier, when you die, that's not it. That's the beginning. You go to what is called spiritual holding chambers. They have spiritual holding chambers. And depending upon how you live when you were here, is going to determine what's going to happen on Yom Hadin, which is the Hebrew way of saying the Day of Judgment. That when the final thrones are set up, when Christ come back and the angels set up the thrones, that's when everybody going to be finally judged. But right now, you have people that's dead right now. All of us have loved ones or what have you. They're in what you call holding chambers or spiritual holding chambers or storehouses or whatever. And they waiting. Everybody waiting for the Day of Judgment. You even have evil angels that's waiting for the Day of Judgment. You know what I'm saying? That goes into a whole nother thing. But what the brother was telling you earlier, all that's real. Death, dying, and everything. See, we don't like to talk about them things because it sounds taboo. But why not? Why not talk about death? It's going to happen. Ain't none of us going to get around it if we live long enough. And Christ don't come back in time. We all going to die. So you should understand that there were men in the ancient world that spoke about these things. Now here's the kicker right here. Our ancestors, what I'm telling y'all about right now, our ancestors knew this clearly. They wasn't confused about this stuff. They talked about life and death as though it was nothing. That's why a lot of times they didn't really cry a lot of times when a certain person left, because they knew the signs of where they were going. They knew that wasn't the end. But now, because we listen to these people, and we believe that when you die, okay, that's it, because that's what they want you to believe. You die, you only live one life, and that's it. No, that's not it. You done been here plenty of times. Plenty of times. Throughout many different generations. So that's what we're waiting for. Now we're waiting for the Father to come back and get us out of here. We served our punishment, and now the Most High about to take us out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of our people are waking up right now. There's no wonder why they come up with Facebook. There's no wonder why they come up with YouTube, because now is the time. Those of us that want to get out of here, those are the ones that's mainly waking up on YouTube, aside from all the madness and all the other stuff that's on there. Aside from all that, the main reason why he had them set up that whole thing is so that his sons and daughters could wake up, the ones that he's going to take out of here. A lot of us ain't getting out of here. We already know 2/3, a lot of you done heard it, 2/3 ain't coming out of here. They just ain't going to get it. They just ain't going to get it. They ain't going to want to change. They just ain't going to want to hear it. You know, they're going to tell us to shut up. We don't want to hear that stuff. I'm not no Jew. I'm not this and that. All right, fine. You know what I'm saying? But one thing they're not going to be able to tell us that the angels, when they get back on the other side, is that you wasn't warned. Because there are spiritual or supernal tribunals when you die. There are courts. And the first thing they're going to ask, well, didn't you hear them brothers out there trying to tell you about the Bible, whatever? Didn't they try to tell you, did they warn you this and that? And the soul going to be sitting there feeling confounded, because you was made to believe in this society that after death, that's it. There's nothing else. Then you're going to get on the other side one day, oh, it ain't over. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad if a lot of our people got to go to a place and you're immortal. You can't die out there. Christ tells you that with a fire burneth and the worm dieth not. You can't die. You only be spiritually tormented. And that's not a good thing. Lazarus told you about that. When you go back in Luke 16th chapter, he tell you about he was being tormented so bad to where he asked the Lord, he said, Christ, at least let me go back and warn my people so that they don't have to come. Now imagine that. Normally when somebody's suffering, they don't care about somebody else that's going to suffer because they're going through it themselves. But his torment was so bad that he wanted to come back from the dead and warn the people so that they don't have to come there. You would think that he'll want some company. But this is a bad place. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the brother was saying, if this thing is serious, this ain't about just coming here and eating or just talking and getting some type of spiritual orgasm or spiritual climax. Oh no, it ain't about that. It's about really trying to get back right with the Father to the best of our ability. And constantly praying. Ain't nobody saying that nobody's going to be perfect. We all know that. Ain't none of us perfect in there. But at least we trying. That's what the Most High looking at. The effort that we make. We're trying. We're trying to get back right. Trying to come back to the Lord. Trying to do our best. As opposed to some of our other people out there that just don't want to hear nothing at all. You can imagine what's going to happen to them. Christ said, blessed is the peacemaker. Blessed are those that want to have peace. Blessed are those that want to see something right happen. A lot of people gonna be saved just because they wanted to see the right thing. They ain't gonna know one scripture. Ain't gonna know they're Israelite or nothing. But just because they wanted to see the right thing happen, a lot of them gonna be saved. You see? And so that's where we at right now. We're in the last days. Make no mistake about that. We're in the last days and nothing's gonna get better. Nobody's gonna repent for what they've done to us. That's not gonna happen. Now, a lot of our people, like I was teaching earlier, when we was out on the street, a lot of people said, well, some of them are good, and I mean, come on, you're telling me not even one? Well, what do the scriptures say? Are we going to lean on our own understanding, or are we going to go by what the scriptures say? Because we don't go by what the scriptures say, it's clear. Revelation 9:21 tells you, neither repented they of their theft, their murderers, their thievery, or nothing. They're not going to repent. It was thievery to take us from Africa and bring us way over. That was thievery. And according to the law, if you steal a man and be caught and found with that man in your hand, as we are in America right now, it said that perpetrator is supposed to be put to death. Now, whose hand are we found in? Did we bring ourselves in? No. Did anybody were we ever indemnified for the things that happened to us in captivity? No. If somebody have, then please tell me. Anybody can raise their hand. If you've been indemnified for captivity, or your ancestors for being in captivity, please raise your hand and tell me about it. No, we have not been indemnified, and they're not going to indemnify us because they know who we are. And a lot of times, the reason why you get a lot of black leaders that will try to ask for reparations, and they're always given the backhand. And the reason why they do that is simply because they know what you're going to inherit. And their attitude is, why should I give you anything if you're going to inherit the entire world for eternity? Because this is the last captivity. This is it. After this, we're going to rule forever. Those of us that get out of here, we're going to rule forever. I mean, we can't even phantom that. How to phantom ruling forever? Not dying no more. No, just try to phantom that. You know? And then they say, well, God, that's something because God is infinite. No, he's not. He's far beyond being infinite. Immortality is something that he created. You know what I'm saying? He's not infinite. He's not immortal. He's beyond any of that. We can't phantom what he is. That's why I rather call him the infinite inexplicable. Because that's what he tells you. There's no searching of his understanding. And he's infinite. He's from everlasting to everlasting. So the best thing we could do is just obey him. We know that we ain't created ourselves. Now we can watch their scientists talk about the human genome and mapping the human genome. That's all garbage. They didn't map no human genome. Because if they were to map the human genome, they should be able to create a human being from scratch. I ain't talking about no genetic manipulation where you go and put some sperm of a man and inject it into some test tube. They don't know all that stuff and then a baby come and then they claim that they're scientists. No, they're not scientists. They're fools. And the Most High is going to destroy them for all that. All the negative things that they're doing right now. A lot of stuff you heard about that you think is science fiction is not science fiction. It's real. They're doing a whole lot of things. And not to drag on that, with this, I'll leave you with the last thing. When you read about the Greys or reptilians and all this other stuff, because you're going to hear about stuff like that. Those are the demons. They just gave them other names. That's all they are. They exist and they are demons. Those are the same demons that was telling Christ, Lord, have you come to destroy us before our time? And they're the ones that's influencing this man, pursuant to Revelation 13:5, like I tell you, the dragon shall give power unto the beast. They're the same ones that's influencing this man with the technology and all that other stuff. This is why everything is going so rapid. You have a cell phone one day, and then six months later or 3 months later, they got some new technology because the demons are giving them that stuff. They didn't just come up with this stuff. A lot of our people want to believe that. They want you to believe that the supernatural ain't real. These people communicate with spirits, with evil spirits. And those spirits are conjured and they tell them things. The same way we're supposed to be conjuring the righteous spirits, the angels, our brothers, and they're going to tell us things. They're going to be showing you things. Now, am I bugging out? No, I'm not bugging out, because when you read the scripture in Joel, it'll tell you what? In the last days, the Most High was going to do what? He was going to pour out his spirit upon your sons and daughters. And they all shall prophesy and teach and do all them things. So a lot of sisters and brothers gonna be having dreams and them things. It's the same thing. It's our angels, our brothers, the angels coming back to show us what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing we gotta do is sit back and watch the show. And with that, I'm gonna pass it back on to the brother.
Give it up for that. Shalom, everyone. I'm going to be reading in Hebrew. Well, I'm going to be saying the prayers in Hebrew, and we're going to read it in English. Okay? So I'm just going to... Majum, that means stand. When y'all face the east. We're going to face the east. The east is this way. Men, if you have any coverings on your head, take it off. Sisters, you need to cover your head. If not, don't worry about it. But if you have a scroll or anything, just put across your head. All right? I'm going to read Our Father's Prayer, Matthew 6 and 9. Somebody get it in English and I'll finish reading. Where's Nawa? Nawa's okay. Just keep it there. All right. Matthew 6 and 9.
They don't give a damn about you Negroes, man. But you want to love every damn body, man. And everybody hates your goddamn guts.
This how we banging on Esau. Prophesy scriptures flaming on Esau. Friends ain't holding hands with no Esau. Repent, it ain't a chance for no